Okay, right. We're talking about menopause today. We're talking about the perimenopause and menopause. I'm going to share with you a big long list of symptoms. I'm going to share with you my personal journey and make some comments. Let me know if you can see me. And if you're watching on replay, make sure you hashtag replay. And I'll just bring it up on my phone as well so I can see if there are going to be any questions. There we go. I'll be able to see your comments and questions on my phone. All right. So say good day if you're there. Right. Let's start with the menopause symptoms. Now they're very varied, and what I see in ladies that I coach, the ladies that I run the Dutch test on, is quite a lot of similarity. So I'll run through all the symptoms and then I'll run through the symptoms that I see most often. And I would love for you also to comment and if you can share how many symptoms. You don't have to be specific, but you could give me a number. Like you could say yes, all four, all 39 or all 43. I struggle with all of those symptoms. And then I'll share with you my own personal journey. So we can start off with probably the most common and the most well-known symptoms, such as irregular periods, which happens when you have the change in estrogen and progesterone. You start to have very irregular periods. You could have a period every 2 weeks. You could bleed for 2 weeks and have a week off, and then you could bleed for another 2 weeks. Your periods can become very, very heavy in the last few stages, and you almost think, oh, is this it? Is this the last one? And you might get to a point where you don't bleed for 3 or 4 months, and then you'll have a series of periods. And the irregularity and the inconsistency in periods can really do your head in because it's difficult to be prepared. Also, vaginal dryness, of course, we know about that, and the hot flushes or the hot flashes if you're watching in America. Yes, so that's the common things, but also night sweats, of course. Now, 2 years prior to the end of my menopause, so I'm 2 years out of menopause now, which means pretty much I'm out of menopause, but you still can suffer some symptoms for many years, decades even. I know one lady who had, symptoms that she was still struggling with 20 years later, so that's not very fun. But a couple of years in the perimenopause, and that perimenopause period can last up to 10 years before the menopause. So over the age of 40, perhaps you may be entering the perimenopause where the estrogen and progesterone tends to be a bit erratic during your monthly cycle. And during that time, I was struggling with night sweats, and I was quite stressed at that time as well, working festivals, running 24-hour juice bars, traveling all over the country, living in 2 countries, traveling around with 2 young boys, keeping people healthy at festivals was a little bit stressful. And particularly the night before a festival opened, I would always get really nervous, often because we were paying very big rents to be there. So I'd get very, very nervous, and I would have night sweats, which I would wake up and I would be saturated, and the bed would be saturated. So I definitely saw a correlation between the night sweats and stress, and I also saw a correlation between night sweats and alcohol consumption. So I've been alcohol free for quite some time now. Definitely, alcohol contributes to night sweats for sure. Many ladies experience sleep problems and mood changes. I do see that a lot of insomnia, and I will talk a lot about sleep and stress because they are the biggest contributors. If you're not sleeping well and you're stressed, then I will give you some solutions for that in the next couple of days. Of course, we experience weight gain because our metabolism slows down. And we have this very delicate balance between the insulin response, the thyroid, the cortisol, which is the hormone produced when we're stressed, and our fat metabolism. So estrogen is so vital for managing stress, helping us feel calm, our healthy metabolism, the healthy regulation of insulin, as well as, making us fertile. So estrogen is such an important part to play in our body. So when we stop making it, our adrenals will kick in. And if we are burnt out or we're feeling very, very tired and we've got nothing left to give from the adrenals, then we can really experience these unwanted symptoms. Okay, so let me know if you've experienced some of those symptoms. Let's go on. Look, weight gain, thinning of hair, dry skin. I tell you another symptom that I experienced yesterday. I went to the Royal Gloucester Hospitals to see a skin specialist. Being a sun lover in my teens and my 20s in Australia, of course, lots of sun damaged skin. Was quite concerned about a mole on the side of my face and several on my at the back, just near the bra strap, just there, and one here and one on my back. And guess what? It turns out they're all warts. So I'm definitely embracing the crone and embracing the menopause. And yes, so changes to your skin, very, very common. Dry skin, particularly. Of course, we have a loss of breast fullness. You can experience dizzy spells. Aching joints is a classic one. You have thinning of hair all over your body. Loss of libido is a classic symptom. You can be feeling tired all the time. You can struggle with panic disorder or anxiety, and depression. That is a symptom that I have experienced. I did have a panic attack in January, completely threw me completely out of the blue. Had a bit of an upset in the family and ended up having a panic attack. That is a very common menopause symptom. Who would have thought, eh? UTIs, regular urinary tract infections. Bloating, of course. Bloating I do see a lot of in the ladies that I coach. Migraines and headaches. Estrogen has a really big part to play in pain management. So we're struggling with headaches. I've been struggling with headaches for the last couple of years. Most of the time I manage it with peppermint oil and lots of hydration and chiropractic or osteo or physio. But of course, during lockdown, when we weren't able to do all of those things, that became a bit more of an issue. Of course, some digestive issues. So constipation, bloating, weight gain, even unexplained, unusual allergies. So you can become more sensitive to allergies, to food sensitivities and food reactions in the menopause. Again, because of that reduction in estrogen has a big part to play in how inflammation is triggered in the gut. Who would have thought, eh? So unexplained allergies. So you may become allergic to something completely brand new. So I do see a lot of women who have hives. And what we do there is we will identify and eliminate those inflammatory foods, get to the root cause of those foods that are causing that problem. Sometimes it can be high histamine foods that are causing the problem. Then there's some other unwanted things like body odor or brittle nails. Brittle nails, if you're struggling with brittle nails, if your nails have become very, very weak all of a sudden, I really encourage you to think about fish oil and omega-3s. Very important. Anxiety and depression, already mentioned. Joint pain. Look, electric shock sensation. You can be prone to restless legs at night, and gentle exercise and yoga definitely helps with that. Also, essential oils helps with that. And then, of course, we all know about osteoporosis. So that is just some of the symptoms that are very normal in menopause. Now, I tell you, my experience was that I did not have a lot of physical symptoms. Like did have some very heavy periods, and they went like every couple of weeks. Every time I went onto a festival site, I'd have a really heavy bleed, and I'd be like, oh, maybe this is the last one. And that would coincide with some night sweats, but I'm sure that it was more stress related and it was booze related. So as soon as I reduced my stress and I focused on some really good sleep hygiene habits, like going to bed at the same time and not drinking alcohol, was a massive shift for me. And then the night sweats went away. So we do see this direct link between the liver and our menopause symptoms, and really encourage you to support your liver. So this series of videos is not a challenge, but you could go back and revisit the liver challenge we did and look at ways to support your liver. Okay, so what have I experienced? The majority of my menopause symptoms have been in my head, mainly feeling anxious, and feeling low self-esteem and feeling like I'd lost my confidence. And that just happened to coincide with lockdown, having to shift my business, husband being out of work, homeschooling the children. So yeah, that has probably been my biggest symptoms. They've all been mostly at a head level. And what I've had to do about those symptoms is meditation, affirmations, making sure I drink lots of water so I don't become tired and dehydrated, because I notice that if I get tired and dehydrated, I get a little bit more worried about things. I've eliminated alcohol. I've eliminated lots of caffeine. I still have one coffee a day, but it's decaf, because I noticed that the effect on the heart, so the heart palpitations is a common symptom, and that is because the estrogen that we produce has such an important part to play with heart health. So we can be prone to waking up in the middle of the night with a racing heart, or having a racing heart during the day. So anything that is a stimulant that has increased my heart rate had to go. So alcohol, caffeine, too much coffee, too much sugar had to go. And really focused on changing my exercise routine. So I have just come back from a ladies dance class. I do 80s dance class routine here in Minchinhampton with Dazzle with Sarah. It's so much fun. So I've had to had to find ways to exercise that involved having fun, putting a smile on my face, and feeling relaxed. Because when we're prone to stress, and I think running my own business, having kids late in life, very prone to stress. I think that finding ways to reduce that stress has been very important. So sleep hygiene, really important. I go to bed pretty much the same time every night. I go to bed quite early. I tend to stop. There's a couple of nights where I have to work a little bit late, but look, if I'm still working at 10 o'clock at night, that is not a good thing, and I don't sleep as well. I like to lower the lights, turn the computer off. 9 o'clock at night, I am in bed reading, lowered lights, apply my essential oils. I love, lavender, Roman chamomile, vetiver, those oils that are really calming in the bedroom. Lower the lights and read for, a few pages and then off to sleep. And that way I tend to sleep all night long, not waking up, and I wake up at dawn feeling refreshed and ready for the day. So sleep hygiene, very, very important. So if you are struggling with some of these symptoms or all of these symptoms, then please check in each day, because I'm going to be covering off different strategies to manage those symptoms. Now, estrogen has such an important part to play in keeping us calm. So you may be finding that you are more prone to stress at this time of your life, all right? Even going through the perimenopause. So you may feel that you are feeling like you're frazzled, and you are moody and irrational and out of control. And you may feel that you're exhausted and flat and sad and foggy and fed up. And you may feel that you're putting on weight that you simply can't shift. And you may feel that your face is burning up like a furnace out of the blue, like those hot flashes. So if you have any of these symptoms, really, it is your hormones, and it is important to focus on supporting your gut health as a way to focus on supporting your hormones. So it can really help you get back that control in your life. So really focusing on stress and making sure that you are eliminating things that cause stress in your life. Now, I can't go and sell my kids, and I run my own business. So I've had to put some really clear boundaries around how late I work, how early I work, how early I go to bed, and what I do in my spare time. So I really focus on trying to find fun ways to exercise, and I use my essential oils every day. I focus on my affirmations. And, in the last year, I've had 3 different coaches to help me. One has been helping me with my business, one has been helping me with my marketing, and one has been helping me with my energy and my feminine feelings. So, really tapping into the feminine and tracking how I'm feeling according to the moon, and scheduling in rest according to the moon cycles, really important. So if any of this has sound beneficial to you, then let me know. And please let me know if you are struggling with, I've mentioned 39 symptoms. So how many of those symptoms are you struggling with? Is it 1 or 2, or is it 5, or is it 15 or more? Because over the next couple of days, I will give you a few more solutions of what you can do to tackle those. So thanks so much for watching, and they've got a couple of people still with me. I don't know if I can see anything. If you've got any comments, let me know, and I will check out the comments. If you're watching on replay, I will check out the comments again towards the end of the day and see where you're at. And if you've got any questions or anything specifically that you want me to cover, I really like to cover natural solutions for a lot of those symptoms and some recipes. So tomorrow I'm going to share with you the menopause cake, which is amazing. I'm going to share with you some essential oil blends that can be really good for libido, for stress, for sleep, and for weight management. And I will share with you a big long list of store cupboard essentials that you really need to have to manage your menopause, and some ideas like the broccoli sprouts. Okay, I eat a handful of these a day. I get these from the Stroud Farmers Markets. Broccoli sprouts, so all your cruciferous vegetables, particularly cauliflower, broccoli, your good prebiotic foods, your onion, your garlic, your artichoke, that sort of thing, really good. But a handful of broccoli sprouts a day. So you can grow them yourself, but you can also get them at the farmer's market, and they are fantastic for your hormones. Okay, I'm going to sign off now, but comment below. Please comment, please engage, because that will help inform me as to what you want to cover, and the symptoms that you're struggling with. Have a great day.